What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Notorious NerdyD Casual Wrestling Show, the single greatest casual wrestling podcast on the internet. I am your host, NerdyD, and joining me on the ones and twos, my better half, working the mics and cameras. Level up, Lauren.
What's up, y'all?
You had a hater this week.
I did. I'm so excited.
Someone called you annoying.
Woo.
How does it feel? Because it's pretty much now my whole life since we started doing this.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah, there you go. You also had someone defend you, Jay from Belief Suspended Wrestling, whose content I fucking enjoy. I've enjoyed his content. He does a little bit of wrestling and then he throws in some other shit.
That's cool.
And I like it. It's been fun.
Thank you, Jay.
I've enjoyed
I appreciate it.
So Jay came to your rescue.
Thank you, Jay.
All right, so each and every week we take a journey through the world of professional wrestling, all while learning from you guys, the audience, through your comments and social media. Make sure to like and subscribe to this show on YouTube at Notorious NerdyD Wrestling Show, or subscribe on your favorite podcast network. We are on Spotify, Google Podcast, and officially on the Apple Podcast Store. Make sure to leave a comment or a review to help us get into the algorithm. Tonight, we're going to take a deeper look into separating a wrestler's character from the actual human being that portrays that character. But first, a little housekeeping.
All right.
I feel like this is going to be another good show.
It's always a good show.
We found our stride. We've kind of hit our stride. We know our rhythm. We know what we're doing now. We're finally finding that casual wrestling audience. Mm-hmm. We're not fucking getting thrown into the IWC anymore. We're finding the casual wrestling audience who understands what it is to be a casual wrestling fan. That you're not going to know every wrestler. You're not watching all the New Japan Pro stuff. You're not watching every NXT episode. We're finding that rhythm. We're getting through. We're growing an audience, and they're more like, it's weird. Like they're like friends, right?
Yeah.
You start to recognize these people in the comments, and we're starting to grow like good character people.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of like we've survived the douchebags.
The weirdos.
And the weirdos, and we're starting to develop a high character audience is what I call it. And they don't all agree with us all the time.
No, and that's
but
it's exciting.
It's just people who are open to like conversation and debate and discussion. And we got a lot of people who are kind of ride or die with us, which is fucking awesome. It's crazy. But like I feel like we're in a good place. And I feel like this is another good show. Like I feel like seeing the growth of the show, it motivates me even more. It's kind of like put extra work into this, even though this is just for fun. This is just for fun. The poll of the week. You got it right this time.
Okay.
We got a poll up with numbers and percentages, and like I have actual data to report on this week. All right. So the poll of the week last week was: are you a fan of the WWE releasing the entrance into the Women's Royal Rumble early? Right? However you want to phrase that.
Yeah.
78% said no. 22% said yes. So overwhelmingly, people don't want to know who's in the Royal Rumble. And I fall on that side of the argument. I don't need to know. I watched the Royal Rumble. I don't need a predetermined list. I'm expecting surprises. I don't need a match, even really a card. I'm there for the 2 Royal Rumbles. So that's awesome. Did notice that some of the people who voted, they liked knowing. Their argument, not even argument, their point of view was maybe if they weren't interested in like the women's division, seeing some of those old names brought them interest to that division.
I could see that.
I understand that, but I don't have that problem. I'm interested in both the men's and women's division. So I don't have this need to be like fed names to get me excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about just the Royal Rumble in itself.
Yeah.
The poll for this week is going to be Royal Rumble related again. I want to know, I kind of was questioning this, and I mean, I think this is fairly easy, but I want to hear what everybody's opinion is. Is Alexa Bliss going to be a participant in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble? And then a little like side thing I want on top of that. If you vote yes, in the comments, let me know, are we going to get this supernatural Alexa Bliss? Or is she going to work through this shit in therapy and come back as a new character? So the poll of the week is, will we get Alexa Bliss in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble? And just as an extra to that, if you vote yes, Let me know, are we getting supernatural Alexa Bliss? Or are we getting a whole new character, right?
Okay. So is that 2 different polls?
It's all one poll.
Okay.
That's one poll. It's one poll, but if they vote yes, I have like, it's like homework, right? If you vote yes, then go into the comments and let me know, are we getting supernatural? This like the Fiend version of Alexa Bliss? Are we getting a new, either a return to old Alexa, or is there going to be a whole new character altogether, right? All right, so I was cooking up an idea. We're going to do a contest, and it's coming together in my head. We'll have it up next week. But I want to do a contest for the Pick'em next week, because next week me and you will be going for our second Pick'em for the Royal Rumble. I'm going to win.
I can keep that belt?
No, I'm going to win the title at the Royal Rumble. But I want to do a digital version. It's going to be a digital belt, and we can either use the profile picture of the winner or their name. But I want it to go like right here. Look right here. Right here. I want it to go right here. So I want there to be a belt that lives right here on the screen, and it will have their picture, and they'll live in like infamy for that month.
Oh, that's cool.
And like if they defend it and win it twice, then we'll make it even more special. But yeah, I want to do something cool that like lives on the screen of the podcast.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we'll kind of come up with the rules and exactly how we're going to score it. Because with the Rumble, it's interesting because there's not a lot of matches. So we'll have to weight points in a certain way. But we'll figure all that shit out this week. But I want to kind of give a heads up onto that.
All right.
Currently working on a few merchandise things just for fun. Gonna do them through like a print on demand company. We're not gonna be doing it to make a profit. It's not to try to fucking make money. I just think it would be fun to see somebody wearing a t-shirt with like our logo or like the first merch idea I had was, since everybody thinks like I'm now the Vince McMahon of like liking big sweaty guys wrestling. Ooh. I want to do a shirt that says size matters. Size matters, and then like Notorious NerdyD podcast. Yeah. Something like that. I'm kicking around ideas like that, but I think that's going to be the first shirt, just to really like piss the IW. Like if we could just really irritate the IWC with like size matters, even though it doesn't matter. The liquid wall of death is growing. I fucking see it kind of coming in over the top of me. It's now starting to hide my logo. I don't appreciate that. As I drink these waters, you're putting them up behind me, and it's growing, and it scares me because I do believe it's going to fall. It has not fallen yet, but it will. But it's becoming very risky. So I'm going to say, like right now, you need to fucking get on this. You need to contact Liquid Death and let them know I'm very nervous. This scares me. They need to replace this wall with something else Liquid Death that I can put up behind me.
All right.
To represent, because I'm representing Team Liquid Death.
I'm messaging you again, Liquid Death.
Like I need something like a fucking a poster, something that I can put up behind me so we could like get rid of this, because I believe it is gonna fall. And I do believe that may fucking hurt a little bit.
Just don't make sudden movements.
Yeah, I'm very nervous. I can't move around. I can't do my normal hand thing. I'm gonna knock it down.
You are.
So cool. And if like while you're at it, Liquid Death, if you just want to send me some water, that'd be fucking cool. Because I am repping the brand. Yeah. I'm repping the fucking brand here.
Well, yeah, definitely.
I see all your little like social media posts you put out, and I'm definitely repping. Nobody has a wall like this. No. This is one of a kind. Mm-hmm. Nobody else has a Liquid Death wall. Exactly. So like fucking clip this and send it to them and let them know nobody has this. Yeah. All right, let's get into some wrestling stuff. Let's overreact to this week's wrestling, right? All right. Quick shout out right off the bat in Overreactions. Roman Reigns is now the longest Universal Champion of all time. So shout out to Roman Reigns. He is 508 days strong now. As we approach, we are about a week away from the Royal Rumble. I believe it's on a Saturday. This seems to be a new trend WWE is doing, right? Yeah. Getting away from that Sunday night pay-per-view, which I like, because if you're going to be kind of the product of the kids, Sunday always seemed like a real fucked up night to make kids stay up late.
I agree, because you have school the next day, so you can't really stay up for the whole day.
Yeah, so Saturday seemed, you compete with UFC a little bit, but I don't think those audiences really overlap.
And no, then if you're watching one, you're not necessarily watching the other.
I do believe by then all of the football playoff games will be on a Sunday. So I think they'll have that Saturday kind of free and clear to themselves. So, but shout out to Roman Reigns on that. Okay. Right. Gonna overreact to one more thing that's like kind of wrestling and not real wrestling. Okay. I'm overreact to the fact that I played this song for you in the car. I listened to Ron Killings, who is AKA R-Truth. Yeah. I listened to his album. Hey man, he's got some fucking fire going on.
You listened to all of it?
I listened to the whole album and pleasantly not surprised, because I imagine the dude had to get up and go, but I was excited to confirm the fact that R-Truth's the real deal when it comes to music.
I didn't know who you were listening to.
This isn't like an Acclaim gimmick. You played me that fucking Acclaim song, which was garbage. Fucking garbage. Absolute garbage. That shit was terrible. Then I put back on my R-Truth, my Ron Killen song that I really like, Out the Window.
What was that about?
I want to play it, but I'm afraid we'll get content
Copyright,
strikes.
yeah.
So I'm not gonna do it. Like, we need to
Go listen to it.
Like,
then.
go listen to it. Give fucking R-Truth his due, and maybe we can find a way to contact somebody so that we can play the song.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
All right.
All right, now into actual wrestling shit here.
Okay.
So I guess Sami Zayn's 15 minutes of fucking main event fame are gone. Like, that's up. We're done with that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now Sammy's back into the mid-card kind of comedic, you throw him into the promo bullshit. He's out here jumping off shopping carts and shit.
Yeah.
He's out here with Johnny Knoxville getting tossed out the ring. I don't like this for Sammy. Sammy deserves better than this shit.
It's part of the conspiracy, bro.
He put in the work. He stood toe to toe with the beast, Brock Lesnar. He held it down. The chemistry was fucking beautiful. And now we're going to ship him back down to the mid card and go, hey, you could go play with Johnny Knoxville. As it is, I'm not a huge fan of like celebrity crossovers into pro wrestling. I don't love that whole idea. Johnny Knoxville seems like if there was a celebrity that would fit wrestling, he's that guy, right?
Yeah.
I noticed that WWE has a fucking Johnny Knoxville t-shirt on the WWE shop.
I didn't notice that.
I think it's the one he's been wearing, but I mean, I know we're going to promote the Jackass movie, and I'm going to be one of the people in line to watch the Jackass movie, but can we do better for Sammy? Can we do better for Sammy? Like, did he never fucking got his Intercontinental match, did he? And maybe I'm just fucking drawing a blank.
I think so.
I don't feel like he got it. I think Shinsuke got hurt or something, so this is where we're putting Sammy's out. Right?
Yeah.
What else did we get on SmackDown? Oh, we got a Seth and Roman Reigns face-to-face meeting finally.
Yes.
We're in ring where they got to talk shit to each other. It looks to me, if I just kind of read the situation quickly, I think Seth Rollins is going to be the face of the situation. It looks like they're going to lean a little more into like the comedic Seth for that, even though he does kind of have that. He has that kind of that one-up card where he's continuously beating Roman Reigns in big matches.
Yeah.
So there's always that. There's that story element. What else? Heel and face has kind of become a loose term right now in WWE.
I agree.
You were talking to me about this earlier with Doudrop, Becky Lynch, and Bianca Belair, right?
Uh-huh.
Who is what? We know Bianca's the face.
Yes.
Then we know, I guess Doudrop's the heel. And Becky's trapped in this world where she's in between, I think, right?
Yeah.
She tries to be a heel, but the crowd they just won't let it go full heel. So I get what they say I understand the comparisons to Stone Cold, even though it's a fucking ridiculous comparison. But I understand the sentiment that people are making when they say that Becky Lynch is trapped in that Stone Cold world where even if she tries to turn full heel, the crowd's just not going to let her.
True.
I did read, interestingly enough, she doesn't refer to herself as the man anymore. And I believe that's because of the falling out between WWE and Ric Flair. Ric Flair.
Did I miss something there? I don't understand.
So they fired him. And then after, I think, all that dark side of the ring shit, and he's kind of he's become Mr. like fucking AEW cheerleader, and he shits all over WWE, which is just fucking
where did the man come from? Him?
Yeah, because he was the man, and I think he crowned her the man.
Oh,
and
okay.
So like
that's
that moniker. So now she's big time Bex. But it's time to move on anyway. But I just thought that was interesting.
I like
Ric
big
Flair
time
annoys
Bex.
me. He's one of those people, like every time you get fired or like leave a company, you don't have to shit on said company. No matter if you feel it's right or wrong, just move on.
Yeah.
Just be bigger and move on. I think that's kind of the whole like knock on AEW that irritates me sometimes. Is that like all these guys who move on, like CM Punk and them, they feel this need in their promos to to take shots back at WWE. And that makes good TV. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
it does make good TV, but it's also like a little bit like, oh, you're fucking bitter. Yeah, you are bitter.
You got there because of where you came from.
Okay, so speaking of Seth Rollins, Seth and Kevin had a little promo segment on Monday Night Raw, and that was fun. I'm glad to see. I was worried. I thought the friendship was over.
No.
I thought WWE was going to do this thing where like things get a little jumbled up and we go, we're going to move on from this story and we're not going to talk about it. But no, we got back in there and we got the best friends interacting. And then we got a little twist. We got Damian Priest who came out to the ring.
I did see that.
And this interests me because I think when I try to, I play the game with like the Minority Report where I'm fucking moving things in my head and trying to figure out what's going on and I'm always wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure this out and I'm going, well, is this a tease that like maybe Kevin Owens could win the United States Championship? Seth Rollins could win the Universal Championship? And instead of them being tag team champions like I first thought would be great, what if we just had double champs?
Yeah.
What if the best friends were champs? And what if that leads long term into a Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins Universal title feud? I could see the potential there. It's a different route than I thought they were going to go, but I think it's an interesting route. It makes sense because I don't think Damian Priest needs the United States title to do this whole Damian Priest thing.
I agree with you.
In fact, I almost feel like the title takes away from the fact that he's kind of just like
a badass,
a monster. Yeah, a badass, right?
Yeah.
This good guy, bad guy thing, like the belt just is kind of fucking in the way. So let's take the belt off him. Let's put it back on Kevin, which is still disrespectful to Kevin. Let's be honest, right? He's a fucking main event talent. But it's the argument that we do make all the time that it gives relevancy to that mid-card belt again. Let's bring the United States title up. Let's give it to Kevin. Let's let them do the best friend buddy. I call it buddy cop, but like the buddy thing, right?
Yeah.
We're the two best friends. We're champions. We're the best. I think you could get a lot of milk out of that coconut.
Yeah, because then eventually they have to turn on each other.
Eventually they turn each other. So there's you get like 6 months worth of story out of that.
They call it the long game.
Yeah. I thought, and someone mentioned this to me, that Kevin Owens was a sleeper to win the Royal Rumble, but I think this eliminated that thought.
Okay.
I think watching Raw and kind of putting all the pieces together, I think he's in line for a United States title run. And I still, right now, my heart says that's Big E's to win the Royal Rumble.
You think?
I'm not making my prediction yet. That'll come next week. But right now, like just off the top of my head, heart of hearts, I think that's Big E's to win. And I think at WrestleMania, this is just off the top of my head, Big E, Bobby Lashley. Oh. Does Bobby Lashley beat Brock Lesnar? He has to, right? No. I don't know.
I fucking love Brock Lesnar's
I gotta work this through a little more. Yeah. I have to work it through. You like Brock Lesnar, you said?
Yeah. I liked the promo that they made for him. I liked it.
Which one are you talking
about? Well, when they showed everything that Brock Lesnar had done.
I don't even remember. Like Raw and SmackDown become a blur to me.
They did one for Bobby Lashley, and then they did one for
no, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about now.
You're making me feel crazy for a minute.
And that leads into okay. Well, no. First off, I caught something real quick in the Seth Rollins thing, the promo. Did you notice? Fucking WWE, they know how to sell merchandise.
No.
At one point, Seth Rollins mentions beating Roman Reigns, which I think is likely to happen. Yeah. Seth Rollins taking that Universal Championship, which is currently what color?
Blue.
And making it
red.
Which means everybody's got to go fucking buy new belts if they want to be in the It Club, in the Belt It Club. Fucking great marketing, great merchandising, moving the belt. At first, I was like, why would you move the belt? There it is. There it is, right? The fucking belt changes again, and anybody who doesn't have a red belt, they're running to the store to get themselves a red belt. And I was considering...
Hey... What? You know what?
Go ahead.
That's why all the belts were going on sale.
It's probably right. You're probably right. The blue belt was a little bit cheap. I was considering updating one of these two belts with one of the current WWE titles.
Yeah.
That red one's red is my color, right? Red desk, red logo, red artwork on the show.
Yeah.
There's a good chance if that belt turns red that I'm gonna be buying me a red belt.
Look at that chair.
Red belt,
represent the red and blue.
It's red and blue, so I can go either way on that. This chair's bisexual. That was a stupid joke.
That was
It was
real
a
dumb.
terrible
That
joke.
was horrible.
Next week we're getting a weigh-in
Okay.
between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. And I would love this idea if they fucking made weights matter, right?
Yeah.
Like if it was even really like if they weighed in and it actually mattered, this would be cool. Other than that, this is like one of those, oh fuck, we have a whole nother week that we have to do something. Let's do it. But that led me into, and without getting like real deep back into like size matters in wrestling, even though it does fucking matter, without getting too deep into that, I want to know, how would people feel about really adding weight classes to professional wrestling? Having a heavyweight division, a light heavyweight division, and a cruiserweight division, right? So I feel like if you start placing guys, you got your Brock Lesnar's, your Roman Reigns, your Drew McIntyre's, even your Big E's. Those guys can be, heavyweights, the big boys. Then you got your Seths, your AJ Styles, some of those guys that are medium sized. And then I guess cruiserweight, you can throw some like Rey Mysterios, some of the smaller guys in there. I don't know. I haven't worked out the fucking weight classes, but it interests me because does it not offer just a little more potential for like more main event quality stars? UFC does this well, right?
Yeah.
Every belt matters in UFC. And in WWE, it doesn't feel that way. But if there was a heavyweight title, if there was a light heavyweight title, and there was a cruiserweight title, or maybe just heavyweight and light heavyweight, I don't know how you position it, but you can't do the bullshit where you make one more important than the other. They both have to feel equally important. And then what there's still opportunity for is just like in UFC, these super fights, right?
True.
Where Rey Mysterio can still fight someone like Brock Lesnar, but it becomes a spectacle of size, right?
Yeah.
It becomes about this guy is going to overcome all the odds and step up a weight class to fight a guy who we all see is obviously bigger. I toy with the idea of liking that. I don't know long term if WWE has the patience to build like multiple weight classes up. It seems like they just panic and go Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, right?
Yeah.
But I toy with the idea in my head, and I want to hear people's opinions on that. How could you make it work? Could you make weight classes work in professional wrestling?
All right.
Overall, I thought Raw was good. I thought it was good again. I think this is 2 weeks that I've left with like a good taste in my mouth after Raw. SmackDown, I generally think has been a quality show for the last 3 or 4 months. But Raw, to me, and I know people are going to fucking shit on it, but once again, it's my opinion. I think Raw's been good. It's been a good watch. I liked the finish. I liked the finish with the Hurt Locker taking out Bobby Lashley and the Usos taking out Seth Rollins. It adds just an element, like an extra layer of bullshit to those matches.
Yep.
Like good bullshit, though.
I like the good bullshit.
Good bullshit, right? Like it makes you think like Seth has to overcome the whole bloodline. Now it looks like that Bobby Lashley is going to have to contend with not just Brock Lesnar, but the Hurt Locker may come into play here.
Yeah.
So cool, good finish, solid finish, especially for a week where the champion isn't part of the show. And you can't, but you can't book long term like that.
Yeah.
WWE, they can't fall into that. Like we're either gonna have to get the belt off of Brock Lesnar, which I don't think is gonna happen. I think Seth's gonna have to bring another belt over, and then Brock can take his belt and go play on SmackDown. Just an FYI, just one more overreaction to Monday Night Raw. I fucking hate. And here we go. I hate. Everybody says I hate.
Yeah.
I hate Liv Morgan's new theme song. I had told you a couple weeks ago that I fucking loved the like creepy doll music that she uses.
Yeah.
I don't know if you even noticed it, but they've updated it to like a pop EDM song.
So I heard it at first. I heard it real quickly, I thought it was going to be Alexa Bliss at first because I didn't really hear it.
It starts the same way with like the creepiness, but then they've been doing this thing where they keep the noticeable part of the music and then they transition. They did it with Sami Zayn, and they transition it into like a new theme.
Yeah,
I hate it though. I liked her music, worked for her whether she was face or heel.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't understand the need to change that song. I really fucking despise that music.
Fuck that.
All right, let's get into the dirt sheets for the week here.
Okay.
So found an article on SE Scoops that said Cody Rhodes is working for AEW without a contract.
Yeah.
So the report is that Cody Rhodes is apparently I do this quote unquote, a free agent, right? Mm-hmm. That so we're supposed to believe that Cody Rhodes is available for the Royal Rumble. The problem with this is the casual in me, the casual fan in me goes, oh shit, what a swerve if WWE got Cody Rhodes from, even though I don't like Cody Rhodes, it's still a big name.
It's still cool.
It's still a big name. But the logical thinker in me goes, Cody Rhodes doesn't need a contract to work with AEW at this point.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be under Cody Rhodes is an AEW legacy at this point.
Exactly.
Is there a big enough bag of money that WWE could set on Cody Rhodes' doorstep and go, look at this bag of money. Will you come? Of course there is. There is. Mm-hmm. Would Tony Khan let that happen? I don't fucking think so.
Daddy Khan.
I think Daddy Khan. I don't think Big Daddy Khan he's not going to let one of his names go the other way. He's just not right now. He's got the momentum of like the place to be for free agents.
Yeah.
So I don't think he likes the perception of like Cody going to WWE. But like I said, the casual fan of me was like, what are the fucking odds that Cody Rhodes could show up at the WWE Royal Rumble, right? That's the casual fan of me. Just a fun thought I had just fucking around in my head was like, what if Cody Rhodes did work out some kind of deal to come back to the Royal Rumble and then completely fucking sabotaged it?
Dude, that would be
just
fucking
got
epic.
in the ring and refused to fucking get out. And just was like, just fucking fucked up the whole flow of the Rumble, messed it up, and then tried to go back. I just don't think WWE's stupid enough to sign him long term.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to fire him, right?
Yeah.
Or would you just keep him under contract and be like, all right, you're going to sit in that fucking chair and you're not going to wrestle.
Ooh.
But if there's a big enough bag of money, I'd be like, cool. Cool.
Sure.
I fucked up the Rumble. I'd wave to Tony Khan.
You got any flaming tables for me?
Second story of the day. AEW dominates the 2021 PWI Pro Wrestling Informers Awards. I think it's Informer. Okay. WWE nearly shut out. Talk about a fucking joke of an award situation, right?
Okay.
You talk about like the most IWC thing ever. It was this fucking list of awards. I mean, I get it.
Who votes on them?
I believe it's a fan vote, which means this is where the fucking like IWC jerks off is around this fucking publication, right? They sit around, they jerk off on this magazine. But Wrestler of the Year, Kenny Omega.
Really?
I guess. He wrestled like, what, 5 fucking times?
Yeah.
He didn't wrestle that much.
Okay.
As a champion, he didn't fucking, he's not there every week like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And I like, that's not a WWE versus AEW thing, but Roman fucking is there every week. So
True.
The credit has got to go to, like, I don't get it, right? Tag Team of the Year, Young Bucks.
RK bro.
I mean, okay.
I do like Young Bucks though.
I don't know if they're tag team of the fucking year. They didn't do that much either. They had the one real big match with the Lucha Brothers, but once again, I don't have just a ton of fucking Young Buck memories in my head.
True.
Then we got Match of the Year, Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Great match.
Yeah.
Right? This is the one where they bled all over each other.
Yeah.
Great match. I don't think it was Match of the Year. I really don't. Like, besides the blood being shocking, I don't know that it was Match of the Year.
If there wasn't blood, would it have been?
That's my point. Like, that's my point. They used the blood, and we'll get to that in a minute too.
Okay.
Feud of the Year, Chris Jericho, MJF. That's fine. Most popular wrestler of the year, CM Punk. I mean, I feel like he's loved in some circles and hated in others. That's why this is the IWC fucking side of things here.
Yeah.
Most hated wrestler of the year, MJF. I believe that.
I can see that.
I believe that. I got
He's
no problem
a great
with
bad guy.
Comeback of the year, CM Punk. I don't know if you quit if it's really a comeback.
True.
Right? Like, I think you have to be hurt or something. Like, there has to be circumstances to fucking be, to quit and then come back. I mean, kind of bitch of the year. I don't know if you're fucking comeback person of the year. Then here we go. Most improved wrestler of the year, Britt Baker. That's fine. I mean, I guess that's fine.
I don't even know.
So here we go. Inspirational Wrestler of the Year, which is the fucking hustle award. Okay. This is the bullshit award. This is like the fucking award you don't really want to win.
Yeah.
Edge. We're going to give that one to a WWE guy. Inspirational fucking wrestler of the year.
What made him so inspirational?
I guess that he's come back from injuries and things like that, which is cool. Like, I'm fine with that. But like, don't shit on the WWE like that and give them one fucking award. And then Rookie of the Year, Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
I like Jade Cargill. I like her.
You did.
But I don't think she's, I mean, I don't think she's overly fucking impressive. She's kind of the Omos of AEW's women division.
Yeah.
Like, she hasn't just been overly impressive in the ring. I think she's well on her way. I don't think we've ever seen a wrestler that's the physical specimen that she is. And I imagine that there's going to come a day when she's fucking amazing at this. But to be Rookie of the Year, like, I feel like there's some other names in there that you probably should have thrown around, right?
True.
I get called WWE fanboy all the time, and probably defending this list or going against this list is going to just like fuck them. They're going to ride against me even harder. But you got to know, like, this was the most IWC thing ever, right? The people who vote on this are the IWC, obviously.
I didn't even know you could vote on it. So
I didn't either. And this is like their little club that they get together and they fucking promote.
They probably sent out like mass emails and texts.
So I don't know if you saw, but there's pictures of like CM Punk and Britt Baker with their plaques.
Really?
They're holding their plaques, right? So I thought, why don't we make some plaques? Because I feel like at this point, anybody can fucking send an award and you can just choose whoever the fuck you want. So why don't we make some plaques? Because I don't know if you've seen the plaques.
No.
These 1980 ass black and gold engraved fucking wood grain ass give to your 5th grade soccer coach plaques.
Okay,
that's what they had. They look like the shit you give to your 5th grade. Like, if I'm making plaques, I'm going to make a plaque. I'm going full color, badass sublimation, badass printing, nice ass plaque, and I'm going to send it to a couple wrestlers and see if they'll fucking take some photos for me. See if they'll hold up my plaque. Huh? Luigi Primo, wrestler of the fucking year. Do you see that plaque?
Okay, yeah,
do you see that 1980s ass black and gold? Like, come on, man. You got to do better than that if you're going to give awards out.
Yeah.
That shit looks like some shit that you get to your 5th grade soccer coach.
Engraves anymore. Engraved plaques.
That's my point.
That is 1980s,
That's my point. It's fucking like, you can't do better than that. I don't want your award. You give me that award, I'm smashing it on the fucking ground.
Get like a fucking LED award or something like that.
The supplemented ones. I can go full printed. We got a giant printer in our fucking house. Oh, okay. Moving on. WWE. So article says WWE is critical of AEW for the use of blood and gory and self-mutilation, as the WWE labels it, right? So the WWE has basically come out and said that in the year 2022, there is no place for blood and gore in professional wrestling.
That's stupid.
Gore is a little fucking extreme. Like, that's a little bit extreme to label it, right?
Yeah.
This is paraphrasing part of the quote, but they said, we believe that type of dangerous and brutal display is not appealing to our network partners, our sponsors, our venues, children, or the general public as a whole. All right. Y'all fucking say I'm a WWE ride or die, but no, not on this shit. This is wrong. WWE is wrong.
100%.
Network partners, when they start controlling your product, that's a problem. I don't like that, right?
Yeah.
Children, they fucking bleed as well. Like, nobody believes that in a fight there's not going to be some blood. True. Do you need blood every week? No, you don't. Does AEW overuse blood? I don't think so, but some people do say they do. I don't think they do.
Yeah.
It's not on there every week. They don't
bleed every week, so.
So I don't think so. I think the women have used it more often than the men, but I think to a good effect, right? Mm-hmm. There's something, it's weird. I don't know what it is. It's just the psychology of, like, when you see the women wrestlers bleed, it makes you go like, oh, there's some fucking badasses, right?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's, I'm not trying to be sexist, but because they're girls, and so, like, I don't know, but
I think it's just the psychology of, like, seeing those girls be badass, just like it's and more effective. Yeah, like, it's more effective than the men. We've seen the men bleed a million times.
Yeah.
Ooh, but WWE is wrong. Like, I believe that used effectively in the right, like, context for storytelling, that's blood is good. Blood can be a key part of a story. There's a part of me that believes that Brock Lesnar punches somebody, they're probably going to bleed. The Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match could use blood. 100% could use blood.
True.
It just adds like the gladiator feel to the match. And if WWE is going to work on like the belief that these are fights, even though they don't, but it's two guys in a ring fighting. It's modern day gladiator plays.
Yeah.
Blood is going to have to be a part of it. I don't like that it's not.
Yeah.
And like I said, some people accuse AEW of overusing it. I'm going to fall on the AEW side of this one and say, I don't feel like it's overused. I felt like the Jericho and what was the other fucking crazy ass guy's name?
I watched a whole podcast and I can't remember right now.
Something Gage, right?
I
believe
remember.
It's something Gage, but like that match was effective because I looked at that and I was like, God damn, Jericho.
That was one of the first matches that we had watched, or at least I had watched of AEW, and that got me interested in them. And I was like, oh my God, this different. Is what I've been missing.
But this quote is very telling, right? That this brutal display is not appealing to network partners. This is what separates WWE from AEW. For better or for worse, AEW is definitely trying to appease its fans. WWE is running like a business and they're worried about network partners. They're worried about their visuals to children, to venues, and to the general public as a whole. So yeah. I guess I get it, but I think when you talk about like casual wrestling fans, they still are interested in the right story with some kind of blood. I don't know about labeling it gore. It's not fucking Mortal Kombat.
It's not death matches.
No one's arms are falling off, right?
Yeah.
Last story. WWE fans are freaking out about Walter from NXT.
Okay.
They've changed his name.
Okay.
They've changed his name. So I have to approach this story objectively, right? As a casual, this is me going into casual fan. I'm a non-NXT watching wrestling fan.
Yes.
Which means I know who Walter is.
Okay.
I know who he is. I can see what he looks like, but I don't know his matches. I don't have experience watching Walter. So I can't speak on his talents or who he is or what his name means to him, but I know who he is, right? But I've had a lot of people, as I've done some of these lists of like the wrestlers I'd start a company with or the Mount Rushmore or like the top wrestlers, a lot of people always fucking throw Walter into whatever list I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people tell me, you got to get eyeballs on this kid, Walter. You got to watch him.
Yeah.
He's big. He's physical. He's my style of wrestler. Mm-hmm. But as far as I know, like, I don't know Walter, right? And I think that says a lot about like the casual wrestling world. The real casual wrestling world doesn't have a lot of experience with this dude, Walter.
I don't know who Walter is.
I do think there's a hardcore casual wrestler fan. Not quite IWC, not quite the know-it-all, but there's people who are WWE fans who do get into NXT.
Yeah.
I think they know who Walter is. And so what I'm getting at with this long-winded approach is, to the casual person, I don't think this is very important, right? His name's going from Walter to Gunther.
Okay.
To me, it doesn't really fucking mean anything. But I think to people who have followed his path, I don't understand if he's worked for WWE. NXT UK for a long time under the name Walter. I believe he set records under the name Walter.
Yeah.
Without some kind of great explanation. I find it really weird, the need to change a wrestler's name. Not shorten it, because sometimes they take like Big E used to be Big E Langston. And then they remove part of the name, right?
Langston part.
So a lot of times WWE will shorten names. The only thing I can think of is there some kind of weird like trademarking issue with the name Walter? Is that his real name and they're afraid, we're going to build a star here and then he's going to take that name and run? I guess that's what it is. I think it's coincidence, but you want to hear the crazy part of this is they changed his name to Gunther something. I'm not sure what the other part of the name was, but it's a name of a Nazi general.
Ooh.
So that like the people are kind of like, whoa, like we're going to change not just from Walter to Gunther, but we're just going to go straight Nazi on this.
Yeah, that's
and he's
crazy.
already kind of like a sketchy looking, like scary big white guy.
Is that the bald one that's older?
I don't know his age, but he is a big, I believe, either bald or buzz cut, but like extremely big white person.
All
like
right.
Brock Lesnar sized. My overall opinion, because like I said, I can't comment too deep. I don't know too much. My overall opinion is I feel sorry for like the human being that is him, right? Walter. Because instead of our first impressions of him being, oh, fuck, he's a great wrestler. My first real exposure to him coming over to like NXT 2.0 is that he's got a fucking Nazi name, right? That's my first exposure. And I guess that's a double-edged sword, right? Because I'm talking about him and I don't talk about NXT people.
Yeah.
So if there was any kind of dumb luck in that, it's that, all right, all eyes are on you now, Gunther. Right? And I'm probably going to peep in on NXT to see what you're all about and to put eyeballs on you. So maybe like from that standpoint, you get a little bit like, what do they say, like all press is good press?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this week's burning question. Are you ready for it? Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I was accused of going face this week because I took a week off last week because I had to catch my breath from the fucking shitstorm that came from the Darby Allin and the size comparisons. I got fucking told I was turning face. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go back into some like real discussion here.
Okay.
So the last couple weeks, like I said, I've been shitting pretty hard on Sammy Guevara. I've been shitting pretty hard on Darby Allin. I've been shitting pretty hard on CM Punk for all of the allegations of their douchebaggery, right?
Yes.
And the stupid human things. Are you leaving? Because I'm going to need my graphic in like 2 seconds.
All right.
All the douchebaggery and stupid things that they do and say. It was brought to my attention this week. The WWE, they're not immune to this kind of shit, right?
Okay.
I don't know about it, but like I said, casual wrestling fan. I'm learning as we go.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
There's douchebags in both companies.
Okay. Who's the douchebag?
I was informed that Matt Riddle is a fucking douchebag.
No.
The story is Matt Riddle cheated on his wife and left his 3 kids and moved to Orlando from California.
No.
Matt Riddle is a douchebag.
No.
Yeah. And if I'm going to call out Sammy Guevara, for what now doesn't seem so fucking bad.
Yeah.
When I put the two in comparison.
At least he didn't have kids, bro. They weren't even married yet.
So exactly. You got to be fair, right? I fucking took a shat on Sammy Guevara last week, right? Shat all over him because I thought this is douchebaggery. This is worse. You're right. Sammy Guevara, he left his fiance. That's fucking douchebag, right?
Yeah.
Proposed to her on national TV. That's douchebag, right?
Yeah.
Then fucking went and got with Tay Conti or whatever her name is,
but
right?
At least he didn't knock her up, get married to her, and then say, bye, bitch.
Just fucking up and leave his family. What is the problem with just like doing it the correct way and being like, hey, we need to divorce and I'm going to move on and still like be a part of this? I don't get it. And apparently like this is even like continuing today.
Yeah.
That he tweeted something like, I'm out here living my best life. And she tweeted back like, yeah, because you fucking just left your family and moved to Orlando. So I want to, I was also told, this is just quick on top of that Austin Theory has some kind of douchebaggery. I did research. I can't find it yet.
Well,
I don't know what it is. So somebody's going to need to educate me. But what this is all leading to before we get to the actual burning question is we're going to start something new here.
Okay.
We're going to go with the Notorious NerdyD douchebag squad.
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
Bring up the graphic.
All right.
We currently have 4 members on the official douchebag squad. We got CM Punk is a douchebag because of his airport comments and not making, if he wants to clarify those comments and tell us.
Come at me, bro.
And tell us that, I mean, he not that have to be to me, but
Come
if he
at
at
me.
some point,
I'm just kidding.
if he at some point clarifies those comments
Yeah.
and says that it's about like memorabilia collectors, I'll remove him. Go back to the list. I need the list.
Okay.
Sammy Guevara, we know he's a douchebag.
Yes.
I've just stated why, right?
Yes.
Darby Allin, the allegations, true or false, douchebag.
Yeah.
Our newest member, Matt Riddle,
Yeah.
left his family, left his kids, douchebag. I've got up there on the graphic a question mark.
Who's
the
the
new
next
thing
one?
is, I need everybody to just bring me up to
Bring us
speed
the dirt, bro.
on who the douchebags are so we can put together an informed list
Yeah.
of the douchebags of professional wrestling. For sure. So that graphic will be
Bring
updated.
it to light, bro.
It will continue. All right, you can go to the bathroom if you need to now.
All right.
Okay. Don't add this to the clip. Like when you cut this clip for everybody to see, you can just walk in front of the camera. It's not going to mess anything up. But don't add this to the clip. I assume that when you pose the question on TikTok and on the internet, who needs to be added to the douchebaggery list, I assume that I'm going to win that vote. I believe that people are going to think that I deserve to be on that list. So this is kind of an inside joke that we'll know and see how many people fucking do the stupid, like low-hanging fruit and say that it's me that needs to be added to the douchebag list here. But okay, so on to the real topic, right? I kind of sat back and reflected all week about lots of people still seem to be in love with some of these characters of these people that I label to be douchebags, right? There's still people with a deep love for Darby Allin. There's still people with a deep love for Sammy Guevara. There's still people with a deep love for CM Punk. And it led me to believe that like wrestling is one of the only mediums where we kind of combine the human being with the character they're portraying on TV, right? Because there's lots of movies and actors that I watch that I can't stand the fucking person, like maybe Alec Baldwin, right? I think he's a douchebag. But I still watch 30 Rock and go, I like his character. I think he's funny. I like that, right? So I'm able to separate the two. But for some reason, in professional wrestling, I'm unable to separate the human being from the character. And it works both ways, right? Because you can separate the human being from the character, but you also have to separate the character from the human being. And it's a weird thing. And I know I'm 100% guilty of taking people like Sammy Guevara and going, I don't like what he does in his personal life, so fuck Sammy Guevara, the wrestler. When in reality, they're two different people. He's playing a TV character, and I should still be able to like that character, even though I self-admittedly, I can't bring myself to do that, right? Yeah. So my question is it wrong to take people's off-mat personal attributes and like moral values and apply those to their in-ring character? Is that wrong? My short answer to that, I think if you take it on a case-by-case basis, you kind of got to approach each one differently, right? You have to look at someone like Sammy Guevara, who that's like young people stupid shit.
Now it doesn't
right?
look so bad.
But it's young people stupid shit. I'm 36, gonna be 37 years old. I had to make sure. I'm 36, gonna be 37 years old. I'm in a whole different fucking position than like Sammy Guevara, who's like 24 or 25. So like I can't really hold that against his wrestling character and persona. That's stupid. Yeah. So I get that, like I have to disconnect that. But then I go someone like Darby Allin, who I hear the allegations of him like abusing women, and I hear the allegations of him abusing like less fortunate people. Yeah. And I see like him kind of being a reality TV whore and things like that. Yeah. And I take those and I go, well, that transfers over because the character he's playing, he's almost trying to pass that off. And when he tweets things at like, forgot the girl's name, Cora Jade, I think. Like, you're not a real skateboarder. I'm a real skateboarder. I think he just introduced real life into his character. Yeah. So I have to take that and go, oh, you're a douchebag. I can't be a fan of yours because my moral values don't line up with your moral values, right? Then we get to someone like CM Punk, where I'm 100% guilty of not allowing him to just be the human being that he is, right? True. Because I know I tend to be an asshole in public spaces. When I'm around people that I don't know or don't like, I come off kind of asshole-ish. So I get that. And I can understand his need for personal space and stuff, even though I don't agree with it. Yes. There's two different sides to that. And so that made me think, like, I should be able to separate the fact that I don't like necessarily everything that Phil Brooks says. I can still be a fan of CM Punk, right? You're supposed to be, right? Yeah. But so let me clear something up. It's not going to change the way I talk about these people, because my opinion is my opinion. And if they don't morally line up with what I believe, I'm going to speak out about it because I get an opinion. Just like they get to be who they are, I get to sit in front of a microphone and say whatever the fuck I want. True. It's what I'm entitled to do because I fucking learned the skills to put together a show. So I can do whatever I want. I don't have to be a hardcore IWC wrestling fan to have opinions. My problem is this works both ways, right? If I'm going to have that opinion, I can't be so mad when people take that same approach to me when I address the character that is a wrestler, right? So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I've gone on record as I'm not a Big E fan.
Yeah.
The character of Big E, I'm not a fan. Never have been. Don't think he's that funny. Think he comes off a little weird. Mm-hmm. I think he could be more aggressive. I have all kinds of things I think I don't like about Big E's character. And every time I say that, do you know what the comments come back? You're a racist. You're a racist, bro. You're just not okay with a black champion. And I go, well, that's not exactly what the fuck I mean, because if you want to be realistic, you want to like take reality into the situation. If I'm looking at the list of wrestlers that I like, right? Yeah. Quote unquote that I like.
Yeah.
I would say that 90% of them I wouldn't want to fucking hang out with. They're not people that I could see myself like aligning or going hanging out with. Mm-hmm. When I start to look at just like wrestlers in general and like the human beings,
yeah,
I would say that in reality, like the New Day, Big E, Kofi, Xavier, those are my people. That's who I grew up like in a sports locker room. That was who I would gravitate to. Mm-hmm. They're positive. They're funny. They're energetic. That's my people. That's the kind of people I want to associate with. So when I separate the character of Big E out from like, I've seen Big E in documentaries. I've seen Xavier Woods on his YouTube channel. I've seen Kofi Kingston. It seems to me that their moral values line up better with my moral values, and I like them as people. So it's weird, right? Because I know I get labeled like certain things when I say certain things. But the reality is I don't like the character. So we get into this game again of like, how do you separate the character from the human being? And to kind of bring this all like around, I think that in the year 2022, the problem is that wrestling has taken it upon itself to try to blur the lines between what is like the television show wrestling and like reality and social media. It's become almost, they do it with like Total Divas. They do it with Total Bellas. They do it with like the roads to the top. They do it on social media all the time. Instagram, Facebook, MJF is always in character. So I think the line has been blurred on what is real, like what we're supposed to believe is the character and what we're supposed to believe is the wrestler, right?
Yeah.
Like Darby Allin is clearly believes somewhere deep down inside that like the character he's portraying on TV is an authentic representation of himself.
Yes. And
so like, I guess that's weird to me that wrestling has kind of trained us to form our opinions around the human being and not just the character these days. Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a right or wrong answer to this. To like bring it all home. I just wanted to kind of pose like a thought process for other people to chime in and kind of give me their opinion so I can weigh out, am I just completely fucking wrong? Or is there some validity to like taking the wrestler's personal life and applying it to the character of the wrestler? This is one of those times where like maybe I get humbled, right? Somebody may have a great point, and I'm willing to like be open-minded and listen as to why I should like separate the two. Because as far as I'm concerned right now, I find it real hard to separate like the human being from the character of the wrestler. But I do find it extremely easy to separate the character of the person from the human being. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. As crazy as that sounds, let's address a couple comments.
All right.
This one comes from @OneKing1 on TikTok. I was talking to you about this earlier. So WWE should do like a Disney of wrestling. Find a location, build a world of wrestling just to host all the shows there, like the Thunderdome, and save money. I like a lot of this. I like where you're going, One King. I like a lot of this. Have a few issues with this. Number one, I don't know if I'm a big fan of moving all of wrestling to one location.
True.
Especially if it's like Orlando or a place like that. I feel like the only place that could work is possibly Vegas because you have a constant new crowd.
True.
But like in Orlando, I don't think tourism's big during the school year, as big. So I don't know that. I think you're going to get burnout if you just play the same show in the same place over. It's been tried before, and I just don't think
AEW pretty much does it because they go the same places.
Yeah, but they hit kind of the heart of like that indie wrestling. They kind of follow a little path. They still have multiple locations they go to. I just don't know that. I don't know if you could do it all in one place. Secondly, I don't know if a WWE theme park, like in its entirety, works. I don't know if there's enough people who are going to like spend the dollar to just go to a park after WWE. What I like about your idea is I think we could expand this and go maybe somewhere like Universal Studios.
Have a section
where they have like Jurassic Park, they have Harry Potter, they now have the Super Mario World. I think a healthy section of a theme park with a WWE theming could work extremely well.
Yeah.
Extremely well, especially because it's positioned towards more the younger audience. You could have a couple WWE rides. You could have, I think something cool we talked about would be like an actual like entrance stage, like where you actually wait in a line or a queue to get up and do like a actual full production entrance and like you get to
we did WrestleMania,
kind of, but on even a bigger scale where like they make it look like you're physically at an episode of Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, that would be.
And then
cool.
I think it'd also be cool to like within that area do a WWE Hall of Fame building with like memorabilia and statues and things. Because as of right now, like the WWE Hall of Fame doesn't really have a home.
No, they did that whole show about going to find all the memorabilia. And
so I love this idea.
Yeah.
Like I love this idea, One King. I just think like we got to work out the details, and then we can once we get this all figured out, we'll at WWE and we'll kind of lay out the entire plan, and you know hopefully they
for sure.
Hopefully they pay attention.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they won't, but we'll take our best fucking shot at it, right? Second comment is from at James Young 886. And this is in reference to, I believe I put up a video about Bianca Belair being the new John Cena. Mm-hmm. He says she, and I believe he's speaking Bianca Belair, because he doesn't go into specifics, had a run, it failed, WH, give her another one. I'm assuming WH is why the hell?
What?
Is that, I don't know.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Who knows?
So why the hell give her another one? Are we under the assumption that Bianca Belair's like first title run was a failure? I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was decent. It was 132 days.
I thought she did.
So
good.
132 days as SmackDown champion feels like a pretty solid run for somebody who is a not young in age, but like a newer WWE superstar.
Yeah, I mean the crowd clearly loves her.
The crowd loves her. It seemed to be a solid run, right? I think that Bianca just ran into that Becky was ready to come back. They needed a way to get Becky in. They needed a big surprise at SummerSlam. And so that it was kind of that mid-card surprise. We bring Becky back. Unfortunately, I don't agree with it, but she squashes Bianca. And it began this secondary story, which is the same story I think that Big E needs. It's the secondary redemption story.
Yes.
Where you're chasing the title. Some people do better chasing the glory, chasing the title. So I think that she just fell victim to Becky needing to come back and it being time to give her that redemption story, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of Bianca Belair. Someone told me on TikTok she cries too much. I haven't noticed that yet, but I feel like I'll be more aware of that at this point. That Bianca Belair cries for everything that happens. I think that just kind of speaks to her character being that like John Cena passionate style character. You have to have those characters. Like you can fucking hate John Cena all you want, but that character is great for wrestling.
Oh, definitely.
Some people love him and there's a group of people who hate him because he's so loved. And so like now that John Cena's gone, I think fucking a lot of WWE fans realize how much he's missed. Mm-hmm. But maybe I'm wrong, right? It feels to me like for the most part, most people believe that Bianca Belair's SmackDown title run was a success. So that's the way I'll answer that comment.
Okay.
All right, let's go to 20 questions. Let's finish out the night.
All right. Let me know when you are ready.
I'm ready. So, okay. All right. So, did I win last week? These weeks are bleeding together.
Yes, you did.
I did, right?
Uh-huh.
Who was it last week?
I don't remember.
I wanted to say Dave Bautista, but I think that was 2 weeks ago.
No, I think it was Batista.
Was that last week?
Yeah, I could be lying.
All right. All right. First off, is this person currently in the WWE?
Yes.
All right. That's a good start for me. Is this person a male superstar?
No.
Ooh, okay. Female current WWE superstar. Is this person on Monday Night Raw?
Yes.
Okay, so we got a female. That, I mean, with as thin as the WWE roster is right now, I feel like should be a layup at this point. 3 in, and I know it's a female current WWE superstar on the Raw roster.
Uh-huh.
Blonde hair.
Yes.
Okay. Did I mention her in this episode?
I don't think so. Well, possibly for no.
Okay. I know where I'm going. That eliminated one section here. Is she have a relationship with Corey Graves?
No.
Okay, so it's not Carmella. I mentioned Liv Morgan, so it can't be Liv Morgan. Is she announced for the Royal Rumble?
Not yet.
Okay, interesting. Has this person been a women's champion in some form or fashion?
Yes.
Blonde hair, right?
Uh-huh.
You said?
Mostly blonde hair. I'll say mostly blonde hair.
Don't give me specifics. If it's blonde, it's blonde. You don't have to cheat me into this. I got this. Was this person ever part of a tag team?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Hey, is this person a heel?
Yes.
Okay. I asked if they had blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have that question written down like 7 times?
I guess you really want to know if they have blonde hair. So.
I feel like, so the tights question doesn't do me much in women. Okay, Monday Night Raw. Let's go through. There's not a lot of people on Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Has this person wrestled in the last month?
No.
All right, I know what I'm in the right
You're
track
at 10
now.
right now.
I get it now. Okay, does this person have you? So okay, you said slightly colored or blonde hair.
Okay.
Is this person currently in therapy?
Yes.
Is this Alexa Bliss?
It is Alexa Bliss.
Ooh, that was a good one, only because I think there was a little bit of a curveball with going, is she a current wrestler?
She is.
Oh, you nailed that on the head. I think the problem right now is that there's so few women.
Yeah.
That it narrows down extremely quickly.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get a little hard in that. People, y'all gotta start submitting some fucking names.
Okay, yeah.
Submit some names for us to use on 20 questions, because right now I'm just you're setting them up and I'm fucking knocking them off the park, bro. I'm just knocking them out. I'm home running them.
Yeah.
I guess that's all we got for this week. Like I said, we're gonna put together a contest for next week. We'll figure out the exact rules. Some kind of, like I said, we'll do something cool, like a cool graphic that goes right here at the top.
Yeah.
Other than that, I am NerdyD. That is Level Up Lauren, and you can ring the final bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Notorious. Big